The Spriggan, in the rugged, windswept hills of Cornwall, where granite cliffs plunge into churning seas and misty moors stretch beneath brooding skies. The land itself seems to whisper secrets of a forgotten age. Among the craggy stone walls, ancient barrows, and weathered ruins that dot this wild landscape, a tale as old as the earth persists in hushed tones. The tale of the Spriggan. These grotesque, wizened creatures, small yet capable of swelling to monstrous proportions, are said to haunt the burial mounds and forgotten cairns of the West Country. Their twisted forms a spectral echo of the giants who once roamed these lands. With glowing red eyes and crooked fingers, Spriggans guard their treasures with a malevolence that chills the heart. Their presence a reminder that Cornwall's beauty hides ancient dangers. Spriggans are among the most enigmatic figures in Cornish folklore. Their name derived from the Cornish word Spirician, meaning spirits. They are believed to be the restless souls of giants, those towering beings of myth who shaped the land with their mighty hands before fading into legend. Unlike the benevolent knockers or piskies of Cornish tales, Spriggans are inherently malicious, their diminutive forms, often no taller than a child, belied by a strength and ferocity that can rival their ancestral size. When provoked, they swell to enormous proportions, their withered limbs stretching into grotesque parodies of human form, their faces contorted with rage. They're not just spirits, says Dr. Eleanor Pooh, a folklorist at Cornwall College. They're the land's memory of power, twisted by time and resentment, guarding what's left of their dominion. Spriggans are notorious for their role as guardians of buried treasure, lurking near ancient barrows, stone circles, and ruined castles where gold, jewels, or sacred relics lie hidden. Their glowing eyes pierce the darkness, watching for intruders, while their claw-like hands are ever ready to seize those who dare disturb their hoards. But their mischief extends far beyond mere guardianship. Farmers curse Spriggans for blighted crops, withered fields, and livestock that vanish into the night. Broken tools, stolen valuables, and sudden misfortunes are all laid at their feet. Their love for chaos rivaling the most capricious fairies. Some tales even speak of Spriggans leading travelers astray, luring them into bogs or off cliffs with false lights, their cackling laughter echoing in the fog. The Spriggan's malevolence is palpable, a force that seems to seep into the very air around their haunts. Locals describe an oppressive weight, a chill that defies the warmest summer day, or a sudden silence in the birdsong when passing a Spriggan's lair. It's as if the ground itself recoils, Dr. Pooh explains. The Spriggan is Cornwall's warning: respect the land or pay the price. This duality, charming yet terrifying, mischievous yet vengeful, makes the Spriggan a perfect embodiment of Cornwall's folklore, a land where beauty and danger are inextricably entwined. One of the most chilling Spriggan legends centers on Trewin Farm, a remote homestead near Bodmin Moor in the 18th century. The Trewin family, led by widower James Trewin, scratched a living from the rocky soil, their lives marked by toil and quiet devotion. Their farm bordered an ancient barrow, a mound of earth and stone said to house the treasure of a forgotten chieftain. Locals warned James to steer clear, whispering of a Spriggan that guarded the site. But hunger and desperation drove him to ignore their pleas. One moonless night, armed with a shovel and a lantern, James crept to the barrow, determined to unearth its riches and secure a better life for his children. As he dug, the air grew heavy, the wind stilled, and his lantern flickered despite no breeze. A low growl, like stones grinding together, echoed from the mound. James froze as a figure emerged from the shadows, no taller than his knee, with a hunched back, glowing red eyes, and a grin of jagged teeth. Before he could flee, the Spriggan swelled, its form stretching into a towering, grotesque giant, its limbs knotted like ancient oaks. "Thief!" it roared, its voice shaking the earth. James dropped his shovel and ran, but the Spriggan's wrath was unrelenting. The next morning, his fields were blighted, his crops blackened as if burned. His livestock vanished, and his tools were found shattered. Worst of all, his youngest daughter, Morwenna, woke screaming of a goblin that whispered her name in the dark. James sought help from a local peller, a wise woman named Old Nan, who confirmed the Spriggan's curse. She instructed him to make amends by placing an offering of milk and silver at the barrow and never disturbing it again. James complied, but the Spriggan's anger lingered. For years, Trewin farms suffered. Crops failed, storms tore through, and Morwenna grew frail. Claiming the Spriggan visited her dreams, its red eyes burning. The family eventually abandoned the farm, leaving it to ruin. The barrow remains untouched, and locals still avoid it, claiming to hear growls or see flickering lights on stormy nights. Trewin's curse is a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that Spriggans do not forgive those who trespass on their domain. The Spriggan's enduring presence in Cornish folklore reflects the region's deep connection to its ancient past. Cornwall, with its Neolithic stone circles, Bronze Age barrows, and Celtic heritage, is a land where history and myth intertwine. The Spriggan, as a guardian of buried treasure, embodies the reverence for ancestral sites, many of which were sacred to pre-Christian cultures. The Spriggan is a protector of Cornwall's secrets, Dr. Pooh notes. It's a warning against greed and disrespect, rooted in a time when the land was both provider and peril. The creature's association with giants ties to Cornish legends of titans like Cormoran, who shaped the landscape, their spirits lingering in the stones. Spriggans also mirror the harsh realities of rural life. In the 18th and 19th centuries, Cornish farmers faced relentless challenges: poor soil, unpredictable weather, and economic hardship. Unexplained misfortunes, failed crops, lost livestock, or broken tools threatened survival, and Spriggans offered a supernatural explanation. They became scapegoats for the uncontrollable, their mischief a way to make sense of a world where nature could turn cruel. For children, Spriggan tales served as warnings to avoid dangerous places like cliffs or bogs, reinforcing community boundaries. The Spriggan's role as a trickster aligns with broader fairy lore, where beings like piskies or knockers embody Cornwall's ambivalence toward the supernatural. Unlike the helpful knockers who aid miners, Spriggans are unrelentingly spiteful. Their actions are a reminder of the land's untamed spirit. This duality, charming yet terrifying, reflects Cornwall itself, a place of stunning beauty with its turquoise seas and rolling moors, but also of treacherous cliffs, sudden storms, and hidden dangers. Dealing with a Spriggan was a perilous endeavor, and Cornish folklore offers few reliable remedies. Unlike other fairies, Spriggans were immune to common protections like iron or salt, their giant-born strength making them formidable. Some tales suggest offerings of milk, bread, or silver could appease them, placed respectfully at their haunts. Old Nan, in the Trewin tale, advised humility: bow to the Spriggan and leave its gold be. Others turned to pellers or clergy, who might recite charms or blessings, though Christian rituals often failed against such ancient spirits. The most consistent advice was avoidance. Never disturb a barrow, Never speak ill of the Spriggan, and never seek its treasure. Greed wakes the Spriggan, old Nan warned, and its wrath spares none. In rare cases, a Spriggan could be tricked. One tale tells of a cunning farmer who lured a Spriggan into a maze of furze bushes, escaping while the creature raged. But such victories were fleeting, as Spriggans were known to hold grudges across generations. The safest course was to respect the land's sacred sites, leaving barrows and ruins untouched, a practice still observed by some Cornish locals who cross themselves when passing ancient mounds. Spriggans have left a lasting mark on Cornish culture and beyond, their eerie presence resonating in literature, art, and popular media. In fantasy, they appear as malevolent fairies or treasure guardians, notably in role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, where they retain their shape-shifting and mischievous traits. Cornish authors like Ennis Tregarthon have woven Spriggans into their stories, preserving their folklore in works like North Cornwall, Fairies and Legends, 1906. Modern artists depict them in twisted, otherworldly forms, their red eyes glowing in paintings displayed at local galleries. In Cornwall, Spriggans remain a living tradition. Villages like Zena and St. Ives host storytelling festivals where Spriggan tales are shared, often paired with visits to ancient sites like Carn, Uni, or Chichester. Place names, such as Spriggans, well near St. Berrian, evoke their legacy, and some farmers still leave small offerings, coins or flowers, near Barrows, half in jest, half in caution. Paranormal investigators explore reputed Spriggan sites, reporting unexplained lights or oppressive atmospheres, though evidence remains elusive. Spriggans don't perform for cameras, Dr. Pooh laughs. They're too busy guarding their gold. Tourism has embraced the Spriggan, with guided mythic Cornwall tours, highlighting barrows and ruins said to be haunted. The Cornwall Heritage Trust promotes these tales, linking them to the region's archaeological riches. Yet locals balance pride with wariness, warning visitors to respect sacred sites. The Spriggan's still out there, says a St. Austell pub landlord. Mess with the old stones, and you'll feel it. For Cornish folk, the Spriggan is more than a myth. It's a guardian of the land's ancient heart. It's the shadow in the barrow, the growl in the wind, the chill that lingers on a summer night. It's memory, mystery, and menace, bound to the stones and the stories that define Cornwall. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows over moors and cliffs, one can almost glimpse a Spriggan's twisted form, its red eyes gleaming, ready to defend its treasure and its legacy. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.